What is up, everybody? Happy Friday. We made it through the work week, and yeah, it may have been scary during it. We've had some dips going on starting last Friday when Bitcoin touched its all-time high. We're going to 126. I think that was that week, the week before, and then we dipped down to 116, and then we dipped down to like the 111, 108. No, we dipped down to 108. We rose back up to 115, and now we dipped again down to 104, but currently it's moving back up a little bit right now. We're at 106, but the rest of the markets took a dump. So like we're in a sea of red right now for the day chart. But if you look at the hour chart, coins are making a move again. So people are probably buying the dip. But what is everyone going on? What's going on in the space? What's being talked about? Let's go through Twitter, the news articles I have for you, and let's just find out what's been going on in the space. Like, is the bull run over, or the Bitcoin bull run over? We touched all-time highs. We experienced those cycles. Or is this still just a fake out? Like the other day when listening to Ivan on Tech, I do recommend watching his show. He's in Sweden, and so his show's first net goes on in the morning, and I do like listening to him every morning. So, but he was talking about like the other day, like when we were looking at these charts going like, okay, is this a fake out going on? Are we going in? Because he's still going off of charts and cycles. So he's got a lot of insights there. So again, we don't know what's going to happen. Like, are we going to go back up? Are we going to rebound? Or is this it? We're going to see some dips going on the next few years, but we don't know. We just got to wait and see, just follow the charts day by day and see what's going on. But let's go through the news and just, have a couple articles talking about the dip, how there's also a potential going on, but just some people, what they're saying. But first up, I've been covering this article quite a bit lately on Jack Dorsey's Square's business as Bitcoin payments accepting. But yeah, small business can now accept Bitcoin just like a card with zero processing fees with Jack Dorsey's Square starting November 10th. So we got the announcement earlier this week about his Square payments, making it easier for businesses to start accepting Bitcoin. And then, yesterday at the mining operations, like the coffee shop, DC Capital, they were testing out this Square process, and it seems it worked out great. So now everyone will be able to do it November 10th. So keep that date in mind. Now let's talk about the pricing. What is everyone talking for pricing wise? Well, we got billionaire Tim Draper still says Bitcoin is going to 250,000 in the next 75 days. So here's a prediction from Tim Draper. Let's see if this comes true. I'll mark this down on the side. We can keep track of these predictions. And he goes, tying your seatbelts. And then also we have billionaire Ricardo Salinas just said that Bitcoin will go up at least 14x to 1.5 million just to catch up with gold, which is experiencing all-time highs still. Now, wouldn't that be funny that gold outperforms Bitcoin in Q4? That would be pretty funny, but we'll see what goes on. And then let's see, who else is like, these are some big time players in the crypto space, and this is what they're saying, so that's why I'm sharing it. But Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong says that in 10 years, many more people will use crypto, but they may not know they're using it. So that's kind of where we're headed to. So like crypto and blockchain is still going to be going forward in the future. So it's just like if we do experiencing a dip and we go down to 26,000 like Andrew Tate says, it's I'm still cool with it because I know the long run, if anything, I will buy some. I'll try to get a little bit more Bitcoin if I can. Like, it doesn't matter where the price is. I want to keep trying to collect and save as much of it as I can. I don't care about the dollar price value on it. That side, the fiat system, that's going away. There's signs of that happening. Like, how fast it's going to go away in my lifetime, I don't know. But again, I just know that system's not working out, and crypto and Bitcoin is, so it doesn't matter the dollar value. I just want to see the Bitcoin number go up because again, there's only 21 million coins and that's it. But let's hear Andrew Tate's prediction. Just get a little laugh before we go actually through the articles. So Andrew Tate is calling for a prediction on a huge crash in Bitcoin all the way down to 2026. Let's hear what he has to say, the top G.
Those who were analyzing the market said, why is it going down? Who's selling? Who's the bear? I've looked at the angles on the chart, and I don't know why it's still going down. Let me tell you why it's going down. It's going down because you think it will. So everyone's max longing because the market's become super volatile. Most people have lost all of their money. So everyone's like, well, it can't go any lower. Let me just borrow some money. And let me
don't borrow money, guys. Don't do that.
In one trade. Let me tell you a secret of the universe. Everything can always get worse. You could lose your entire family in a car crash, and it can be the worst day of your life. And on your way to the morgue to identify the bodies, you could also get in a car crash and lose a leg.
It just gets worse.
And then on your way to the hospital, the ambulance could crash and lose a hand. And then when you're recovering with no family and no hand and no leg, you get an infection. Because the cleaner who cleans the hospital decided to not clean your room so they could go home early. It can always get worse. The price can always go lower. The more you believe that the price isn't going to dump, so you should borrow a bunch of money to Max Long, because we're at the bottom, the more you believe this is a sure thing, it's going to be fine, the more fucked you are. It can always
Sorry, guys.
get worse. And it will continue to get worse until all of the optimism is gone, until all the longs have stopped being placed, till everyone's out of money, till nobody's going to profit. And once that is in place, once nobody's going to make it all back with one trade, once everybody's lost all their fucking money, then we go to all-time high. That's the way the universe works.
So that was some crazy wording. Sorry for the language, you know that top G in him. But no, he's so confident that's how it's going to play out. So it's like everyone, like all the retail guys, are going to borrow money and try to make up for the money they lost. And once they lost even more, it's just like once it's completely done, then we reach all-time high. So that's what Andrew Tate believes. But I don't think that. I do believe that, yeah, some of these people may do that actually to try to come back, get that fiat back system. But then you still got the people still buying no matter, well, not the people still buying back. This is the retail really shaking out, not the big businesses with treasuries, governments adopting reserves. They're the ones still going to be acquiring. So again, so it's like the people may go down. I don't think it's going to cause the price to go down to 26,000. We'll see a dip. Like, I don't know how much of a dip because of it, but it could just go back up. But yeah, so from Top G to Tim Draper to billionaire Ricardo, it's like everyone has different opinions on where we're going to go. We just don't know where it's going, but we still understand that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is the future. Like even Coinbase CEO will be using this technology without people knowing it, or people won't even know they're using it, because that's where we are headed. So the best thing to do right now is just keep acquiring as much as you can. Don't just go throw all the bank into it. Don't do like what I do. I always say that. But again, start saving, because again, you're still living life. You're still living in the system. If you have bills to pay, family to take care of, you take care of them first. If you have only $5 afterwards, that's what you can invest and just continue holding on. So just keep that in mind. But let's go through the news articles now and just hear what's happening in this crypto space. So let's start off with the fear returns to the crypto market as $230 billion vanishes overnight. So investor sentiment turned sharply bearish as crypto fear and greed index plunged to 28 and $230 billion in value evaporated in a single day. Now, the crypto market's fear and greed index flipped sharply to fear this week, falling to levels last seen in April as a market sell-off erased over $230 billion in a single day. Now, on Friday, CoinMarketCap's Crypto Fear and Greed Index, which tracks the volatility, market momentum, social media trends, and dominance metrics, fell to a low of 28, which is within the fear category and is inching closer to extreme fear. Now, CoinMarketCap data showed that on Friday, the total crypto market cap dropped to about $3.54 trillion, a 6% drop from the $3.78 trillion the previous day. So this wiped out over $230 billion in value from this sector, marking one of the sharpest single-day declines. So this was all the markets, not just Bitcoin. This was the total market capitalization. Now, the fear and greed index for traditional assets also fell to 22, signaling extreme fear in the market, following U.S. stocks closing lower on Thursday as the credit market turmoil, regional banks' exposure to bad loans, and U.S.-China trades tensions spread jitters on Wall Street. Now, the top crypto assets to continue to bleed right now. Data shows that the major crypto assets extended their declines in the last 24 hours as the broader market correction deepened. Now, Bitcoin fell nearly 6% to about $105,000, where Ethereum dropped almost 8% to $3,700, and among large cap altcoins, Binance or BNB led losses with nearly 12% decline, followed by Chainlink with an 11% drop, and then Cardano, which dropped 9%. And then Solana and XRP also tumbled by over 7%, extending a week-long decline that erased double-digit gains accumulated earlier this month. Now, on average, the largest non-stablecoin crypto assets declined by 8 to 9% over the last 24 hours. Now, while last week's market crash led to nearly $20 billion in liquidations, this week's downturn saw significantly lower activity. Now, on Friday, data from CoinGlass showed that about $556 million worth of leverage positions were wiped out across exchanges, a tiny fraction of last week's figure. Now, from this amount, about 451 million came from long positions, while 105 million came from short liquidations. So there was a lot of shorts going on happening. So could that cause this turn of events of people short the shorters or long the shorters? I don't know. But in the NFT meme coins and ETFs, they react to the market slough as well. So apart from this, the top cryptocurrencies, other assets like meme coins, non-fungible tokens, and exchange-traded funds were also affected by the recent crash. Meme coins, which showed small signs of recovery this week, dropped by 33% in 24 hours, according to CoinMarketCap. And the top meme coin asset experienced declines of 9 to 11% over the last 24 hours. While trading volume still remained relatively high at nearly 10 billion, the NFT sector, which also rebounded from the $1.2 billion wipeout last week, erased its gains and dropped below $5 billion's valuation, a level not seen since July. Now, CoinGecko data showed that the majority of blue chip collections dropped double-digit percentages in the last 24 hours. Meanwhile, the spot Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs reacted to the crash on Thursday, and the spot Bitcoin ETFs require outflows of over 536 million, while spot Ethereum ETFs showed daily net inflows of more than 56 million. So that's what the numbers show us on the market crash of where this 230 billion went in the market. So again, it still had to be tied to the just markets going down again, the tensions with China, that was a fear too. And it's people's emotions. I see price go down and it's like, oh, I got to sell, but you don't want to do it. But let's continue on though with like kind of a continue piece to this article, just talking about the pricing, what's going on. But Bitcoin crashes below 104, but analysis still say a massive $117,000 rebound could just be hours away. So we'll find out today if this happens. So both sides. So let's give you a little hopium saying like this isn't just the bear market's going down because we don't know what's going to happen. So can we rebound at 117? Let's find out what analysts say. So the Bitcoin short sellers may regret their bets as Wetson warns a fast 117,000 rebound is possible due to short squeeze pressure. Now, Bitcoin dropped below $104,000 on Friday, hitting a 15-week amid heightened selling pressure from the U.S. bank turmoil. Now, with the market in deep red and investors in significant uncertainty, some experts still believe that a wave of short positions could backfire. Now, the shorts pile up, but a $117,000 comeback looms in still. Jal Wedson, founder of Afractical, pointed out that many traders have recently opened short positions, betting that Bitcoin's bull cycle is over. Now, this surge in shortening, however, could set the stage for a short-term rebound. And if enough short positions are forced to cover it, BTC's price could quickly bounce back to around 117,000 within hours. Now, Wedson's bold prediction comes at the time when Bitcoin has suffered 6% decline in the last 24 hours alone, but he isn't the only one who's confident about quick recovery. Now, according to Crypto Quant Analysis, Bitcoin's recent market action has revealed the brutal efficiency of leverage-driven trading. Interestingly, two major long liquidation events on Binance punished the overextended bulls. Now, the first surge of liquidation struck around $114,600 per Bitcoin, where over 573 million in long positions were then wiped out. Now, this zone had attracted late buyers chasing the prior breakout, but instead of fueling continuation, the market reversed sharply, which ended up triggering cascading liquidations. Traders using excessive leverage were forced to exit positions for steep losses and accelerating the short-term sell-off. So again, here's another data that we're just finding out too as well. It's like people just were over-leveraged, which again, I'd never say you should leverage anything when it comes to trading. That is very risky and you can lose it fast. So another reason for these dips, people were just over-leveraged too. So not just fear about it, just they took a bad position and they had to sell low. But just below a second liquidation cluster emerged near 111,000, which claimed more than 383 million losses. This wave hit those who had hoped for a quick rebound, and then these incidents illustrated how long squeezes work. When traders excessively leverage to buy Bitcoin, even small downward moves can trigger mass liquidations and create a cascading effect that pushes the price further down in a rapid succession. Now, retail traders often exaggerate the effect by inflation or by inflating fund rates and intensifying the squeeze. Now, historically, after such events, weak hands create conditions for stabilization and even short-term recoveries. Now, as selling pressures subsides and funding rates normalize, looking ahead of fresh liquidations and clusters are now forming around 117,000 and 127,000, thereby marking the next critical zones where stop losses and leverage positions could trigger further market moves. So with over-leveraged longs flushed and weaker participants removed, CryptoQuant stated that Bitcoin may find rooms to bounce towards $117,000 in the recovery zone and turn recent pain into short-term bullish setup. Now, the most critical trendline test since 2023. So another market watcher, Rect Fencer, noted that most important Bitcoin trend lines in the past 2 years is currently being tested. The same ascending support sparked every major rally since 2023, and data revealed that each bullish retest of this trend line has historically led to a powerful upside continuation pushing Bitcoin to new cycle highs. However, a clean break below it could signal the end of the current structural uptrend and attract deeper corrections is still the same. So yeah, so that is really like what the price is doing right now. From again, just people having to shell short, people taking long and short position or taking a lot of short positions, but could get wrecked. But again, these data are showing that we could see those testing levels again, and yeah, so fingers crossed that happens. I love when the price goes up, but I don't care if it goes down. That's just me and how I see this. So it never really scares me, shakes me out. Oh, I gotta sell it all. So hopefully just keep doing research and just know what Bitcoin's actually for, transferring actual value. Like data information without a middleman is already just huge enough as it is. Banking the unbanked, like go back to the fundamentals of Bitcoin for why we're in it. We're not just trying to get rich quick because that's the false narrative. Like we want to do that, go into the altcoin space. Take your chance on those gambles on those risky low cap coins. But with Bitcoin, it's like, yeah, go back to the fundamentals. Like this is changing the world as we know it. From again, decentralized peer-to-peer streaming, having a scarce supply, no middleman at all to tell you how to spend it, and then what else can you do? It can keep you private too. You actually hold on to your friends, makes you a little bit self-sovereign. So it's just like you got to go back to the narrative for why we're in the space. If you're in it just to make money, don't see that for Bitcoin because this is a long-term generational wealth thing. Not just I'm going to make money this year and I'm going to go vacation in Bahamas. No, that's not going to happen. If you want to take that gamble, go to the casino or go into low caps. But that's what's going on with the pricing going and whatnot. Now let's go into actual still adoption news. So like I'm still bullish on Bitcoin for like the big guys still getting involved. Now Florida recently had their bill it was revoked. It didn't pass the first time, but it looks like they're rebooting this reserve bill after the first one flopped. So let's go through this article to hear about the state of Florida and what they're doing. So HB 183 revives Florida's crypto reserve push, allowing up to 10% in digital assets while adding tougher custody, documentation, and fiduciary standards. Oh man, I wish I was out there, but I'm working hard for you guys, but I love being at the beach here in Florida. They're the best beaches, especially Lido Beach, just the white sand. Love it. But a Florida House Republican has filed a revised bill to allow the state to invest in digital assets, such as Bitcoin and crypto ETFs. Now, after Florida's Operations Subcommittee withdrew his initial attempt in June, the Florida House Bill 183 would let the state and certain public entities invest up to 10% of their funds in the digital assets like Bitcoin. Now, crypto exchange traded products and crypto securities, as well as non-fungible tokens and other blockchain-based products, according to the new bill that's been introduced by Florida lawmaker Webster Barnaby on Wednesday. Now, the new crypto reserve bill is similar to Webster's HB 487, which was killed in June, but adds new custody, documentation, and fiduciary standards for holding and lending digital assets. Now, another key addition is Barnaby made was to expand the investable digital assets from Bitcoin only to a broader range of crypto assets, giving Florida greater flexibility to diversify if its digital asset holdings if the bill passes. Now, here's Bitcoin laws, just mentioning the Florida's first strategic Bitcoin reserve bill by 2026. So House Bill 183 would allow the state to invest 10% of their public funds to the digital asset space. Now, HB 183 seeks to take effect on July 1st, 2026, and authorize the State Board of Administration to invest pensions and other trusted funds in digital assets. Now, only 3 state Bitcoin reserve bills have been enacted so far. So a spree of Bitcoin and digital asset reserve bills were introduced into state legislators during the 2025 legislative session. However, a vast majority failed, with just 3 bills from Arizona, New Hampshire, and Texas being enacted into law. Now, New Hampshire's HB 302 bill allows the Treasury to invest up to 5% of public funds into digital assets, with the market caps above $500 billion. And currently, that's only Bitcoin right now. While the Texas Senate bill specifically establishes a Bitcoin-only reserve. So no other coin, just Bitcoin. But on the other hand, Arizona's HB 2749 only permits the creation of digital asset reserves from unclaimed property. So different rules for each of these laws. But Florida lawmakers have filed another crypto bill this week. So Barnaby is also seeking to ease regulatory requirements for stablecoin issuers in Florida, following HB 175 to clarify the recognized payment stablecoin issuer and how they shouldn't be required to obtain separate licenses or registration. Now, the bill requires stablecoin issuers to be fully collateralized with US dollars or treasuries and to conduct a public audit of those reserves at least once a month. Now, like HB 183, Barnaby is aiming for the stablecoin bill to take effect on July 1st, 2026. Now, here is his tweet on Twitter. As usual, Florida is taking the lead on major issues. I am proud to be running this bill to place Florida on the cutting edge of financial technology and to set the example for other states below. Now, here's Coach T. Florida takes the lead on crypto's regulation. The state representative Webster Barnaby has introduced HB 175, a bill to make Florida one of the first U.S. states to formally regulate payments and stablecoins. Now, on the other side of the United States, California has acknowledged crypto property rights. Last Saturday, California Governor Gavin Newsom signed a new law protecting unclaimed crypto from being automatically sold, ensuring that digital assets are preserved in their original form instead of being converted to cash before then being transferred to the state custody. So the California SB 822 bill allows crypto account holders to recover their original crypto by filing a valid claim with a California state comptroller. So California is even getting on board for holding. Like, they're one of the biggest or wealthiest states we have in the United States. And I want to go back there. And yeah, at first, like, yeah, a very bluest state. And so it's like, you wouldn't think they want to be a part of it or they'd probably be fighting it, but hey, they're getting involved with crypto as well in their own way. So again, so now I think they can also confiscate crypto in their area as well, not with this bill, but I think they can confiscate crypto that's have been untouched in exchanges for like up to 4 years or something. So that's kind of scary, but that's why self-custody is so important. Only keep crypto in your own hands. But yeah, so that's what's going on in Florida and California. So hopefully this bill goes through. I want a nice reserve and also stablecoin regulation to take place as well. So this is going pretty awesome. So way to go, Florida. Now let's talk about Ohio. So another state that's pushing crypto regulation with Bitcoin payments and state reserve funds. So a lot of adoption still going on. So again, the shaky hands are just retail people is all I see. I don't think the guys like they're just talking about it, but they're going to be acquiring it. So from pushing a state cryptocurrency reserve fund to accepting Bitcoin for payments, Ohio is embracing digital currency with strong political support, led by Republican Treasurer Robert Spurlock. The state is rolling out initiatives designed to make cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin more mainstream. Now, these efforts aim to allow residents to pay state taxes, government fees, and campaign donations in crypto, while modernizing Ohio's financial system for a faster, more efficient way of handling money. Now, new cryptocurrency bills aim to modernize Ohio's financial system. The local lawmakers have introduced multiple bills supporting this digital currency push. Senate Bill 57 proposes creating a Bitcoin reserve fund to facilitate tax payments and donations in cryptocurrencies. Ohio's House Bill 116 would also allow residents to use digital assets for everyday purchases while offering tax protection. Now, House Bill 18 grants the Treasurer authority to invest in high-value digital assets, and House Bill 426 sets the clear rules for handling abandoned cryptocurrency. Now, these bills are about creating a safer, regulated framework for cryptocurrency in Ohio. Sprague said that we want to provide residents and businesses the ability to use digital assets without risking security or transparency. Now, Ohio's balances crypto's adoption. How are they doing that? So, while Sprague champions cryptocurrency, some lawmakers are cautious. Speaker Matt Huffman and Minority Leader Danny Isaacson voiced concerns about crypto's volatility and the historic misuse. The FBI reported $9.3 billion in crypto-related cybercrimes in 2024, highlighting potential risks. Now, Sprague emphasizes that every crypto payment will be immediately converted to US dollars. Our approach combines technological innovation with financial security, ensuring that Ohioans can participate safely in the digital economy. So they're not really accepting it. They can accept payments of it, but they're going to just convert it into fiat cash. They should probably kind of do what California just did. We're not going to, after they confiscate or they get it, we're not going to sell it off into USD. So hopefully some of these states come a little bit more aligned, but this is just a start, guys. So nothing really to worry. But Ohio's history with cryptocurrency and political influence. Ohio has a history of experimenting with cryptocurrency. In 2018, then car salesman Bernie Moreno, now a U.S. senator, paid his taxes in crypto, making Ohio the first U.S. state to accept digital currency for tax payments. Although the program was paused due to procedural issues, it demonstrated Ohio's willingness to explore blockchain-based financial solutions. Now, Sprague believes it's time to revive and expand this effort. Adding a political dimension, Sprague, currently running for Secretary of State, plans to accept crypto donations in his campaign, making him the first candidate in Ohio to do so. Now, the GOP-endorsed governor candidate, Vivek Ramaswamy, who has championed cryptocurrency, presenting it as both a financial tool and a symbol of technological innovation. Sprague notes that by embracing cryptocurrency now, Ohio can gain a technological and economic edge that will benefit residents, businesses, and state's future financial ecosystem, especially during challenging economic times, which are definitely on the way. So that's basically what's going on in the crypto adoption space in Ohio, Florida, California. And do I have any other articles really going for you? Not really around Bitcoin's adoption, but again, so everyone's got their predictions going on right now. Bitcoin's going to rebound. Then we got some people saying it's going to go down to 26 and won't rebound to all-time highs until all the retail people lose all their money. So lots of speculation going on out there, but I just like seeing these news articles for the adoption continuously going on. And again, this is just the United States right now. I have an article about Japan creating Japan enters a stablecoin market to challenge USDT and USDC dominance. So just if it's not Bitcoin, it's also just blockchain adoption going on. That's what I love seeing. So let's take a quick commercial break really fast, and then we will be right back with more crypto news. So see ya.
What if I told you a truck driver cracked the code to building a crypto empire? Meet Bitcoin Ben. He went from driving 18-wheelers to creating 6 different ways for regular people to stack Bitcoin and build wealth. This isn't just another crypto course. This is a complete ecosystem where you earn while you learn. First up, the confidential bulk purchase program. Get Bitcoin at wholesale prices through group buying power. Then there's Home to HODL. Convert your home equity directly into Bitcoin instead of cash. Need funding? The Loans for Bitcoin program gets you the capital to buy more crypto. Want passive income? Private Key Capital puts your Bitcoin to work. Hungry for something different? Bitcoin Ben's tokenized beef lets you invest in real cattle backed by blockchain technology. And if you want to mine? Bitcoin Ben's mining program gets you started with the right equipment and knowledge. But here's the kicker. Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club pays you to learn. Earn 10% on direct referrals, 5% on second level, 2% on third level. This might be the only membership where you make more than you pay. Ben went from 10 years behind the wheel to becoming the world's most unlikely crypto expert. Now he's sharing everything through live training, community events, and proven systems that work. Ready to stop watching from the sidelines? Join Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club today and start stacking sats while building your financial future. Your truck driving days are over. Your crypto empire starts now.
And we're back. And looking at Twitter, I'm seeing Bitcoin Ben do a repost here, which is, again, more bullish news for Bitcoin. Not just from Bitcoin Ben, but it's what he reposted. So he goes Bitcoin as he showcases the bar chart of the US M2 money supply jumps to a new all-time high of 22.2 trillion. So they're printing more dollars. And usually when Bitcoin's price kind of follows this. So not only do we have gold reaching all-time highs, the M2 money supply is reaching all-time highs. So the only thing making sense is Bitcoin's going to follow suit because it's already been doing that when you look at the charts. So I'm bullish. When's it going to happen? I don't know. How much more pain are we going to see? I don't know. All I just know is I'm still collecting, and if you want to do it too, go for it. I'm not telling you to get into it. Just watch the charts. Let's follow the state of Che, but I do not think it's over. So let's continue on with the news, though. And let's talk about Mt. Gox. Let's do some research. Like, Mt. Gox was the big crypto exchange that collapsed at one central entry point, but still in the news now. And they're finally they've been doing some repayments, but is this almost over? So let's talk about this article talking about the ghost of Mt. Gox. Will it stop haunting Bitcoin this Halloween? So from Tokyo Will to the Halloween deadline, Mt. Gox's long journey through Bitcoin history is nearing its end. So here, let's go through this. So the Mt. Gox defunct Tokyo-based cryptocurrency exchange still holds around 34,689 Bitcoin, ahead of its October 31st repayment deadline. Now, the exchange lost around 650,000 Bitcoin in a theft that went undetected from 2011 until its 2014 collapse. So a 3-year just theft going on. Now, while about 200,000 Bitcoin was later found in an old format wallet, those coins became the foundation for creditor repayments overseen by the court-appointed trustee Nobuaki Kobayashi. Now, in 2017 and 2018, Kobayashi earned his nickname the Tokyo Whale for selling Mt. Gox Bitcoin to fund fiat repayments in mid-2024. Now, wallet activity surged again as roughly 100,000 Bitcoin was moved between Mt. Gox addresses for distribution, though not all represented actual sales. The repayment deadline was extended by a year to give creditors more time to complete claim procedures. Now, with about 3.9 billion Bitcoin still in Mt. Gox-linked wallets, this Halloween may again spark concerns about possible sell pressure. So here's how Mt. Gox's Bitcoin movements have moved markets throughout its bankruptcy and civil rehabilitation proceeds. Now, what is this? Was this their holding of those 200,000 as they slowly decreased it? Yeah, I think this is just I don't think this is a value, but I think this is the amount of Bitcoin they actually have, so how they've been distributing it. Now, Tokyo Will's first Mt. Gox Bitcoin sales dump. So Kobayashi's first major round of Bitcoin sales took place between September 2017 and March of 2018, with blockchain data indicating that the largest offloading occurred on February 6th. And by mid-March, Mt. Gox's Bitcoin holdings had fallen to around $166,000. Now, after Kobayashi disclosed the sale of the 35,841 Bitcoin for about 38 billion Japanese yen, the first major Bitcoin Tokyo Will Bitcoin sale. So let's take a look at this price. So this was their first major sale where they sold 35,000 Bitcoin, and still not showing the price chart. It's just showing, it's just showing their holdings. I want to see the price comparison. But that may not seem like a significant supply shock in today's Bitcoin economy. But on Wednesday, Bitcoin had a $2.24 trillion market cap. But back in early February 2018, the number stood at roughly $140 billion. So when Kobayashi's sales represented about 0.26% of the asset's total value. Now, Kobayashi's February 6th sale also coincided with Bitcoin's slide to around $6,000, which was the lowest point of that year's first quarter. Now, Bitcoin already fallen from its December 2017 peak of nearly $20,000 during the height of the initial coin offering or ICO boom. Now, while Bitcoin was already struggling after the collapse of the ICO bubble, its sharp drop on February 6th closely coincided with Kobayashi's major sell-off. Now, Kobayashi denied that his Mt. Gox liquidations deepened the decline, but his actions drew criticism from market observers. Now, the Tokyo Will stopped selling at around 144,000 Bitcoin. So following that ICO crash of the early 2018, okay, so that was that crash of 2016 to 2018, and the cryptocurrency industry entered what's known as the first crypto winter as liquidity dried up and funding slowed down. Many crypto firms had to downsize or shut down. Now, Kobayashi didn't help either by continuing to sell off Mt. Gox's Bitcoin. About 24,658 Bitcoin was sold from April 27th to May 11th. Decreasing the exchange's holdings to around 141,686 tokens. Now, the first major sale on April 27th was about 15,000 Bitcoin. Bitcoin had sharp drop on April 25th to the 26th, but then rebounded on April 27th before having a small rally to quarter two's 2018 top. Now, the second major sale of Kobayashi was on May 11th, which coincided again with its fall from the top. So again, it's like every time they're selling just seems to fall. So this is a trend that, again, this is what we're looking at for the end of the month, October 31st, because this should be their final deadline decline. So again, maybe we do see a dip still because of all this, but you never know. But this was the last time Kobayashi sold his Mt. Gox Bitcoin. In June, after a creditor's petition, the Tokyo District Court halted the bankruptcy and opened civil rehabilitation, appointing the Kobayashi as a rehabilitation trustee. Now, in the bankruptcy, non-monetary claims are converted to cash, and in civil rehabilitation, Bitcoin claims are not liquidated, with repayment set by a court-approved plan that allows for distribution in Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash rather than just cash. Now, with Mt. Gox sales off the table, Bitcoin held above $6,000 for most of the year until November's Bitcoin Cash hard fork, which rattled the markets, and Mt. Gox holdings remained steady at around 142,000 Bitcoin during that period. Now, by mid-2024, the Mt. Gox Bitcoin repayments have begun. So Bitcoin was in far stronger position than during the Tokyo Well era, still riding the momentum of the first batch of the US spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds. It was the middle of the bull rally that would eventually send Bitcoin past $100,000 in December of 2024. Now, in early July, Mt. Gox's wallet began moving Bitcoin as the exchange prepared for creditor repayments under the civil rehabilitation plan. Now, markets initially feared that recipients would immediately sell, but Bitcoin dipped again after Kraken, one of the exchanges handling distributions, announced on July 24th that it had completed its process. Now, here is the chart showing how the markets react to Mt. Gox's July 2024 Bitcoin movement. So let's see, Mt. Gox, they did move it, little dip in June, and then we started seeing the rise, and Kraken finishes its Bitcoin distribution as we're still going up. Now, some analysts speculate that up to 99% of creditors still might sell once they receive their share, but when repayments actually begin, there was no significant spike in trading volume, according to CryptoQuant founder Ki Young-ju. Now, by August 1st, Arkham data showed that Mt. Gox's holdings had fallen by nearly 100,000 Bitcoin, leaving around 46,000 Bitcoin still under the trustee's control. Now, Mt. Gox's extended Bitcoin repayments deadline nears. So on October 10th, Kobayashi announced that most repayments are verified by creditors, and they have been completed through many, which are still pending due to incomplete procedures or processing issuers. Now, with court approval, the repayment deadline was extended from October 31st, 2024 to October 31st of 2025. And the trustee urged remaining creditors to finalize their submission through the Mt. Gox claims portal at the time of writing. Now, Mt. Gox wallets still hold about 34,689 Bitcoin, worth roughly $3.9 billion, awaiting its distribution. Now, in March of 2025, the exchange began moving assets between its wallets and likely step in preparing for further repayments ahead of the Halloween deadline. So is Mt. Gox finally going to stop haunting Bitcoin this Halloween? We'll have to find out. If they do their final repayment, this could be it. It could be finally over. We're probably just now hear about Mt. Gox only in just anniversary articles of just it was this year or this date when Mt. Gox collapsed and started doing all this stuff. So hopefully this is one of the final ones. I'm still expecting an article by the end of the month, just going either the Bitcoin birthday white paper on Halloween, but also if Mt. Gox does do this final repayment deadline. So I'll keep you guys posted on that, but it's always good to hear these news articles, especially just information about Bitcoin's history. Mt. Gox was a big time player, so you should really know about what happened, how did it actually collapse, how are these repayments going on since it happened. So we're probably getting stories like this too involving FTX exchange as well. So it's just always good to know the timeline as we do our research. Now let's talk about another Bitcoin treasury company, which is also adding the Trump coin to it as well, which I don't know why they do. If they do, just do 1%, please. Don't do it all. But which company is it? It is Newsmax. So the publicly traded media outlet Newsmax is building a digital asset treasury centered on Bitcoin and the president's official meme coin. So publicly traded media company Newsmax is creating a digital asset treasury centered on Bitcoin and President Donald Trump's meme coin, which trades as Trump on Solana. I'll take a smoke break. Sorry, guys. But the company's board of directors approved the plan, which will see it acquire up to 5 million of the two assets in total over the next 2 years. Now, according to the company's announcement on Thursday, Bitcoin is fast becoming the gold standard of cryptocurrency, and we believe it would be important for the company market to add this asset to our company reserves. That was said by Newsmax CEO Christopher Ruby in a recent statement. Now, he said, "We are also excited to add Trump coin to our cryptocurrency plan," he added, "as we believe the coin's value should track the success of the Trump presidency, which so far has been impressive." Details about how the firm will fund this initial were not revealed, but it expects to make the first strategic purchase in the near future. So shares of Newmax, which trade on the New York Stock Exchange with a ticker NMAX, dropped around 4% today to $10.83 as the broader markets slid amid increased macro volatility. However, shares are up more than 4% in after-hours trading, according to data from Yahoo Finance. And both Bitcoin and Trump coin dipped further on Thursday, with Bitcoin falling 3% to 107,000, and the president's official meme coin dropped 2.1%. Now, the latter coin fell outside of the top 100 cryptocurrency by market cap, according to CoinGecko. So the Trump coin is now beneath the top 100 coin. And again, I don't think they should. It's a meme coin out there. Is the Trump coin going to be the new meme? Is it going to dominate Dogecoin out there? I don't know, but I don't think so. It's like they'll have its cycles or its moments. Sometimes it could outperform how the Bitcoin does it because it's a meme with a low market cap. Well, it gets lower as it drops beneath the market cap positions and ranking. So I don't know. I think Newsmax, they believe it'll come back because with Trump's presidency. I don't think that's going to happen. I think this is still just a meme coin. It already hit the narrative. The narrative's done. So wait till the next cycle. But I think they should really just focus on the Bitcoin treasury. That's just me saying that. But Newsmax can do what they like. But that's, I think, all the Bitcoin news I finally have. Yeah, there was quite a bit of them, from the market corrections to Florida to Ohio. It's talking about Mt. Gox and now this. So, okay, so the Bitcoin news is over, guys. Now let's dip into some altcoin news and also what is Mr. Beast doing? Yes, Mr. Beast, the YouTuber, the influencer out there, he just filed a trademark to launch his own bank. So what is this man doing? Let us find out. So, the world's most followed YouTuber, Mr. Beast, filed a trademark application for a banking platform called Beast Financial, dated on October 13th and submitted to the United States Patent and Trademark Office under his company, Beast Holdings, LLC. Now, according to the application, seen by Cryptopolitan, Mr. Beast Financial is a mobile application with cryptocurrency, investment banking, and other financial services also included, and what appears to be a credit card to be launched later on as well. So Mr. Beast's trademark filing mules the digital banking ambitions. The USPTO application lists Mr. Beast Financial among several of Jimmy Donaldson's corporate trademarks, which includes Beast Financial, Beast Mode, Beast Foods, and the Viral Company. Now, one of his entities, Beast Industries, has pitched investors on products like credit cards, personal loans, and cryptocurrency services. Business Insider reported on March that the business proposal also mentioned a creator-focused platform that would help digital influencers develop sustainable careers, similar to Mr. Beast's own experience of scaling his YouTube success into a global business. Now, if approved, Mr. Beast Financial could become the first influencer-led entry into mainstream banking. Now, based on the USPTO data, the average time for a new trademark application to reach its first examination is about 5.6 months, so with a target of 6.7 months. The full process includes registration or potential abandonment, which takes about 11.7 to 13 months. Now, that means Mr. Beast Financial may not see an official ruling until late 2025. Where the trademark will undergo a review process to determine if it meets the agency's standards for registration, including distinctiveness and potential conflicts with existing marks. Now, Mr. Beast to expand his influence just beyond YouTube. So the 27-year-old Donaldson and the world's most subscribed YouTube channel out there, commanding more than 446 million followers on his channel. Now, at the time of this publication, he built his online empire by participating in crazy challenges, giveaways, and philanthropy-driven videos, like I paid a real assassin to try to kill me, and then $456,000 Squid Games in real life. So, just these really crazy titles and just fun videos out there that cost people. So that's why he definitely gets a lot of those views, because he did it. That's what people wanted to see. That's why my channel doesn't really get so many views out there or subscribers, because I'm just reading the news, just presenting it. It's not like this where it's the main population is looking for that distraction. But beyond YouTube, Donaldson founded Feastables, a chocolate company and snack company, and Beast Burgers, a virtual fast food chain that operated through delivery apps before being shut down in the US after facing several lawsuits over the product quality. Now, he opened another project dubbed Lunchly, which consumers have admitted as is a healthier take on Lunchable-style meals. Now, Donaldson uses his online influence to create consumer-facing brands beyond content creation. However, some of Mr. Beast's experiments, like the co-founded ViewStats, a YouTube analytics platform that tracks creator performance and audience gamage, have fallen flat on the face. Earlier this year, the platform introduced an AI-powered thumbnail generator designed to help creators produce thumbnails more efficiently. The launch was met with backlash from digital artists who argued the tool threatened their livelihood and prompted Donaldson to take it down. And it said, "Hey, thanks for all your feedback on the ViewStats AI thumbnail tool. We pulled it and added a funnel for creators to find real thumbnails that artists to commission," Mr. Beast said, announcing the viewer stats closure on X. So, guess he folded there, because I don't know. I think the AI generation, is it going to take some jobs away? That's what AI is here to do. So I wouldn't have just folded it. I would have came out with that AI platform and started using it. But yeah, we got to start utilizing AI technology. It helps out in so many ways. But yeah, these are just the people who don't want to lose their jobs because AI is coming in. So but Jimmy, he is a caring guy. He took that down. But he's also took a chance on selling books out there. Jimmy Donaldson, who has also set his eyes into publishing, revealing back in May that he had partnered with the best-selling author James Patterson to co-write a novel set for release in 2026 under HarperCollins. Now, HarperCollins CEO Brian Murray told the New York Times that Donaldson is a smart operator who understands how to gain the most attention in a crowded media landscape, a skill he could take into any business he touches. Now, one of the challenges we have in publishing is there is so much noise out there in media and entertainment landscape, and trying to break through with books can be difficult, Murray reckoned. Now, according to the New York Times, the book will narrate Mr. Beast's most viral competitions, featuring characters who compete for large sums of money. Donaldson got in trouble for holding the contest in the form of an ongoing lawsuit filed in Los Angeles Superior Court in September of last year. And Mr. Beast and Amazon were accused of mistreating contestants during their production of Beast Games, filed on behalf of the five unnamed participants from the reality competition show, which was commissioned by Prime Video. Now, the plaintiffs claimed that they were subjected to chronic mistreatment, sexual harassment, and other forms of neglect while filming. So that's kind of what's going on with Jimmy Donaldson. But no, so Mr. Beast is dipping into the financial sector. So, yep, this man right here, Jimmy Dawson, or Jimmy Olsen. No, it's Jimmy Donaldson. Who's Jimmy Olsen? Oh, that's Superman. Oh my god, why did that name just pop in my head? But yeah, so Mr. Beast filed a trademark to launch his own bank, but really like the app that's going to have like cryptocurrencies, probably stocks, and kind of like a super app out there. But he's dipped into so many different ventures, and it all started just with YouTube videos out there, which a lot of us kind of start off with too. So way to go, Mr. Beast. I'll keep following this, but yeah, start pushing Bitcoin. We need you to start doing that. Don't get into Astro like we saw in past articles. But yeah, so that's what's going on there. Now let's move on to our final news article of the day and of the week, and that is Japanese banking giants are entering the stablecoins, and they're going to challenge USDT and USDC dominance. So let's hear about this. So Mitsubishi UFJ, Sumitomo Mitsui, and Mizuho launched yen and dollar stablecoins to challenge USDC and USDT with a 1 trillion yen, or $6.64 billion plan over 3 years as Japan's crypto adoption doubles. Now, 3 of Japan's largest banks, Mitsubishi UFJ Bank, Sumitomo Mitsui, and Mizuho, are joining forces to launch stablecoins pegged to the Japanese yen and US dollar, a move to challenge the dominance of the dollar-backed USDT and USDC stablecoins. According to an October 17th report from Japanese outlet Nikkei, the yen-backed stablecoin will first be used for settlement by Mitsubishi corporations. The 3 mega banks, which collectively serve over 300,000 major business partners, have united specifically to drive stablecoin adoption across Japan. Now, here's all in crypto tweets mentioning that Japanese banks will issue stablecoins for commercial usage. Now, those are the 3 banks. Similar to SBI Holdings, they will integrate Ripple's LUSD into service for Japanese clients by Q1 of 2026. So SBI Holdings will be using RUSD, but it looks like these 3 banks want their own stablecoin to put into action. So these banks will build a structure for corporate clients to allow for stablecoins to be transferred between them along uniform standards, initially issuing a yen peg coin and potentially a dollar peg coin in the future. Now, Progmat is building Japan's stablecoin to challenge USDT and USDC dominance. So Crypto News covered this initiative back in April when Mitsubishi UFJ Trust and Banking First announced plans to issue the nation's first peg stablecoin. Now, at the core of this development is Progmat, the blockchain infrastructure company established by MUFG. Now, Progmat specializes in building digital financial products that meet regulatory requirements. The platform will handle the issuance on the governance and the new stablecoins, maintaining consistent legal and operational compliance throughout. Now, beyond Progmat, the banks have partnered with several crypto sector players, including domestic exchange BitBank, blockchain company Ava Labs, and crypto infrastructure provider Fireblocks. So this follows Nikkei's early report that Japan was preparing to approve its first yen-denominated stablecoin this autumn. Now, Crypto News confirmed then that Tokyo-based fintech company JPYC would lead the launch, and the stablecoin, also named JPYC, will maintain its peg to the yen through reserves of highly liquid assets, including deposits in government bonds. Now, the potential application for the yen-backed stablecoin includes sending money to students abroad, facilitating cross-border corporate payments, and enabling participation in decentralized finance. Now, over the next 3 years, the bank plans to issue 1 trillion yen worth of JPYC, equivalent to approximately $6.64 billion, at the current exchange rate of 150.42 yen to the dollar. Now, the timing coincides with growing global interest in the stablecoins, whose total market capitalization recently crossed $307 billion, with dollar-backed tokens like USDC and USDT holding the lion's share. Now, currently, only Circle's USDC has received approval as global dollar stablecoins for use in Japan, and USDC entered the Japanese market after Circle partnered with financial conglomerate SBI Group in March, and the list token on the SBI VC Trade Exchange. Now, Jeremy Allaire, CEO of Circle, acknowledged Japan's welcoming arms to crypto in the X post, stating, "We have spent 2 years engaging with Japan regulators and major industry players, strategic partners, banking partners, and others to enable USDC for Japanese markets." Now, Japan has doubled down on crypto's adoption. So Japan revised its legal framework, effective since June 2023, and it indicates that the country's intent to challenge the dominance of the dollar-backed stablecoin. Under the new rules, stablecoins are classified as currency-denominated assets and can be only issued by the banks, trusted companies, and registered money transfer businesses. These policy changes have helped the country more than double its crypto adoption over the past year, according to crypto analytics firm Chainalysis. Now, here is from Crypto News, an inclusive interview with Crypto News. Cheng-Yi Ong, head of the public policy at APAC at Chainalysis, reveals how the East is building a distinct, sustainable path for digital assets, challenging Western dominance. So among the top 5 markets in Asia's Pacific region, Japan recorded the strongest growth, with its on-chain value receiving 120% year over year in the 12 months to June, according to an expert from Chainalysis. Now, over the 12 months to June, the report showed that the cryptocurrency purchases using JPY stablecoins have been directly primarily toward XRP, which accounted to $21.7 billion in first trading activity. Now, the dominance of XRP trading is particularly notable and suggests that investors may be betting on real-world utility of XRP following Ripple's strategic partnership with SBI Holdings. So, yeah, so Japan is still increasing their crypto adoption, and these 3 banks will be rolling out a stablecoin in the yen and then later on the dollar, just to help compete against the USDT and USDC dominance out there in the world. But that is it, though, guys, for all the news I have. I know it was a long one today. Lots of news to cover. Again, the market's getting a little shaky. Where are we headed? Don't know. The only thing I know that I'm certain of is I don't care where the price is going. I'm just going to be buying more Bitcoin. I don't care about my trading portfolio. Sure, yeah, it went down 3K. It's like, well, I'm still holding it if we get an alt season. If it does, I'm rolling that back into more Bitcoin. So again, it doesn't matter if the price is low or high to me. I'm still going to be collecting because this change is changing the world for the better. And again, I just don't want to be left with none, but I don't want to be left with also a very little amount. So keep stacking those sats, guys. If you got families and bills to pay, you pay those bills first. And if there's only $5 left over just for whatever, that's what you can invest only. And that is fine. Just start stacking some sats now. Now, our fear and greed index is currently at 32, so we've gone up 4 points since the chart from yesterday. So we're making our way out of it. Are we going to make that change? Are we going to see that rebound in the next hours as Tim Draper? Was he the one who predicted it? No, I forgot. But no, so market is still kind of down. Let's take out the crypto bubbles. So let's go. So the hour chart, we're looking kind of green here. Again, this is the hour chart. But the day chart, yeah, everything's still in red. So we'll see what tomorrow holds for us. But yeah, it's Friday, guys. Enjoy the weekend. Don't fester on the market so much right now. I believe we will come back because, again, we got adoption still hitting strong with governments and institutions. Like, at first, we just really relied on the retail space, but I don't think that's so much of a factor anymore. Like, it plays a little factor, but I don't think it's going to cause the dip, the bear market time. So yeah, so for this weekend, guys, go touch some grass, go soak your feet on the beach, just get away from the screens, enjoy this earth, enjoy this world, just have fun right now, and just keep hodling and stacking your sats. And I will be back, guys, tomorrow. Not tomorrow. I'll be back on Monday. No, I'll be in Las Vegas on Monday. So yeah, so hopefully I got some internet in my Airbnb, but I will be back on Monday in a different location for that crypto news. So everyone have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday.
What if I told you a truck driver cracked the code to building a crypto empire? Meet Bitcoin Ben. He went from driving 18-wheelers to creating 6 different ways for regular people to stack Bitcoin and build wealth. This isn't just another crypto course. This is a complete ecosystem where you earn while you learn. First up, the confidential bulk purchase program. Get Bitcoin at wholesale prices through group buying power. Then there's Home to HODL. Convert your home equity directly into Bitcoin instead of cash. Need funding? The Loans for Bitcoin program gets you the capital to buy more crypto. Want passive income? Private Key Capital puts your Bitcoin to work. Hungry for something different? Bitcoin Ben's tokenized beef lets you invest in real cattle backed by blockchain technology. And if you want to mine? Bitcoin Ben's mining program gets you started with the right equipment and knowledge. But here's the kicker. Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club pays you to learn. Earn 10% on direct referrals, 5% on second level, 2% on third level. This might be the only membership where you make more than you pay. Ben went from 10 years behind the wheel to becoming the world's most unlikely crypto expert. Now he's sharing everything through live training, community events, and proven systems that work. Ready to stop watching from the sidelines? Join Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club today and start stacking sats while building your financial future. Your truck driving days are over. Your crypto empire starts now.